I admit that the accents that we have for our fantasy characters come from the fact that they most of them still owe their origins to Tolkien. Now, of course, elves and dwarves come even from much older sources, the Elder Eddas and sagas written in Old Norse, from the Vikings, and other things like that. But almost all of our fantasy characters tend to have a vaguely British Isles accent. So our elves, for example, will, especially high elves, will be much more proper and they will stand more erect because they are enlightened, you see. And we can use an accent somewhat like that. I mean, we've all heard dozens of British accents throughout our lives in the movies and things like that. And we can use those accents to help engender that kind of character. We could also get away probably with giving the elf a bit more of a continental European accent. And the thing is that when we give accents to our characters, we're not doing it to stereotype or be racist or anything like that. We're doing it to give the character a little more depth, a little more fun, because in a fantasy world, Europe doesn't exist. That's the thing. Europe doesn't exist, so who's to say that my elf doesn't sound like this? Or who's to say that my dwarf doesn't sound like this and have a strange, more guttural accent? Maybe they do have a guttural accent because they're more in the mines and they're down below. And you can see how mixing accents actually can add to your characters. Of course, your hobbits, or half-folk, I should say, they are more of a plodding and careful and a patient people. So they aren't in such a rush. Now, where would we put an American accent in these guys? I mean, maybe the half-elves? Maybe if there's a clan of half-elves that they all kind of migrated towards American English? Doesn't matter. What you do with your accents is give the characters character, give them life, give them something that can be remembered, and reward accents at your table. If somebody tries to give an accent, give them a Benny if you're playing with Savage Worlds, or give them an inspiration die if you're playing with Dungeons and Dragons. Whatever you do, reward that, because when you're playing a character with an accent, you tend to lean more towards maybe understanding that character a little bit better.